They gon' let me in this club in these dirty vans. Clean money, I count stacks with these dirty hands. Do a show, cut the rack with my new advance. 50 bands, 80 bands, 100 bands. I'm the American dream. We the American dream. No money, no class, look at them. Look at them, how to make it in America. Real day one, ain't a lot of us. Mom worked 2 jobs, it was hard for us. Me and sis made it out, now she proud of us. They didn't teach me how to rap in those private schools. Wasn't like my rich friends, had a lot to lose. Less money, less options, lot of rules. So when that first deal came, it was opportune. And shorty got potential, I scout that. She say she in love, but I doubt that. Maybe it's the clout. I get love in the north, I get love in the south.
Coach, we find ourselves at the foot of the Rockies, Denver, Colorado, for this edition of the NFL on EA Sports. The scene a few moments ago, here it is. It's unlike any other in sport as both teams made their way out of the tunnel. These folks are fired up as their guys are ready to do battle between the Miami Dolphins and the Denver Broncos. The holiday season is upon us. We've got the gift of the NFL as we're underway here in Week 16. This is taken at the 3. And he'll take this across the 25, couple extra yards up to the 27-yard line. Now a handoff looking right. And he's taken down but able to slip across the 35. It'll be a gain of 10 to start the drive out, and by a few inches, that'll be a first down. Another good carry there for the NFL's second leading rusher, and we've talked on air, off air about his MVP candidacy. Make a case for him.
Well, I'm just going to tell you point blank, it doesn't matter whether he's first or second or even third in the league in rushing yardage. That's not the main deal. It's how he gets those yards and the impact he has on his ball club.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Running game working. They'll stick with it on first down. And he is swallowed up right at the line of scrimmage. In on the stop defensively, Raekwon McMillan.
I know the scouting report on him is that he doesn't possess the eye discipline to be an elite linebacker. And what that means is his ability to read, react, and make a play. But on that one, he looked like one of those guys. All right, Brandon, I know we're in the early going here, but those kind of runs, they're going to open up a world of opportunities for this offense going forward.
Watch him now, Barney! Barney!
On third down, that's Lindsey. And he will be brought down at about the 43 that time. Only a yard on the pickup there, and it's going to leave him with a 4th down.
Well, that didn't appear to be a run blitz. He just darted in once he saw the run develop. That appeared to be a case of see ball, get ball.
And on the ground they go with a running back. And he's not even going to come close to picking up the first. They stop him right at the line of scrimmage. So shall we say a bold decision to go for it, and that bold decision does not pay off.
And when you talk about bold, you're saying all caps?
All caps.
Yeah, without a doubt. Maybe they're telling their defense they have a lot of faith in them. I mean, that's how you have to spin it, is that you tell your defense, you know something? We were able to go for it there because you guys are so good. I'm not worried about things. That's the only explanation I can come up with in this situation.
Well, he better get ready to spin it for that post-game presser because you know he's going to be out.
He's going to have to spin it for his own locker room, frankly.
Able to get 7 on that first down pass play. 2nd and 3. Now Harris, nothing doing. Barely able to muster a yard to hit the 35.
But we just saw a great example of what we talked about with his coach prior to the game. He's definitely one of the better linebackers at reading a play and flowing to make the stop before it turns into something big.
Jackson looking to throw on third. Rolling to his left. Looking for his running back, and he's got it. And they're able to get this one past the 30 down to the 25. A 10-yard pickup, and it's enough for a Dolphins first down. Here's the first carry for Kenyon Drake. And forget about finding a lane. He barely had time to look up before he was planted in the backfield.
He has elite instincts from his linebacker spot. He's able to diagnose the run and flies in like a missile to stop that one behind the line of scrimmage.
Detroit! Detroit!
Now Rosen to throw on second down. It's complete to Parker, left side. And they'll work it inside the 15-yard line before it's all said and done. His first catch, good for 16 and a first. First foray into the red zone for Miami. It's 1st and 10 at the 14. From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked up by the linebacker, Bobby Wagner. And he is going to get this one back to the 20-yard line.
Brandon, this is why golfers do their best to never count a score in their head before the ball goes in the cup. This looked like a slam dunk for points on this drive, didn't it? Instead, they throw an interception, and they're going to come away empty.
Lucky 56! Lucky 56!
And they'll go with a ground attack here. And he'll get only a couple up to the 22.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
And he'll be brought down right at the 30 here. It goes as a gain of 8, and it moves the chains.
And there we see an early burst that makes him one of the leading rushers in the league.
Well, I want you to know, I listened to you yesterday when we were watching film. You said write down the word vision for him. It was on display there, wasn't it?
It certainly was, because he allows the blocks to set up in front of him. And if that continues, it could be a long afternoon for those guys trying to play some defense.
So 1st and 10 now from the 30. Now a play fake here on 1st down. And on the catch right side, this is Sanders. And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. He got 29 yards that time. And they'll go on the ground. And this time not quite to the 30. It'll be down at the 31-yard line. Give him 10 yards on the pickup, and it'll be 2nd and very short.
Partner, I remember a coaching friend of mine used to tell his running backs before games, make sure you run and jog with your offensive line in pregame. Get used to the ground shaking when those big behemoths start to create space for you up front. He did a pretty good job of just following those guys through there for a nice explosive run.
No. Check. Patriot. Patriot.
They'll set up to throw. Looking for Sanders here on the deep ball. And caught by Sanders. Touchdown, Broncos. Emmanuel Sanders, his 9th touchdown of the season. And the Broncos have taken the early lead. Extra extra point from McManus is good. And that makes the score 7-0. Now McManus on to kick this one off. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And that should give his guys a spark. He's up all the way to the 44-yard line.
Well, he gave up the first touchdown of the game, but how about the response? Big-time return. Now it's their chance to try and put points on the board.
Good starting field position for the Dolphins as they have it 1st and 10.
Here we go. Green 39. Green 39.
Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. Rush coming, and he's taken down. Bobby Wagner in there to drop him for his 11th sack of the year. Coming up now on a 2nd and 15 following that sack. To throw is Rosen. Under pressure again, and down he goes again. Bobby Wagner in there to get him, and that's sack number 12 for him on the year. Back now with Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin. Second quarter begins with the Dolphins in possession of the football. They do, however, have a tough 3rd and long coming up. Back-to-back sacks have this place in a frenzy as they line up again 3rd and long now.
Set. Blue 90. Blue 90. Gone, gone. Gone, gone.
3rd and long here for Rosen. He's going to sling this deep downfield. A battle for it, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Bryce Callahan. And his guys will take over at the 25-yard line. Oh, and I saw the pressure coming at him. That just looked problematic. Hit him as he threw it, and the interception ensued.
Let me pay homage to the man who stood in this spot before. He always talked about how much pressure is in the face of a guy, and can he step into a throw. And when you can't do that, oftentimes interceptions result.
Meanwhile, they take a shot to start the drive, but this is going to wind up incomplete.
How about this offense already feeling good about themselves with a touchdown already in their first drive?
No.
They've certainly come out firing, even though that one was incomplete.
With the 7-0 lead, more apt to take a shot like that downfield?
Hey, you're one to the good. Go ahead and try and pressure advantage.
Give them 14 yards there and a Denver first down.
Absolutely love the run right there. This guy's known for his quickness, but also for his speed. And he's able to get to the second level almost before you blink if you give him any type of blocking. Always talk about slot receivers, and they're usually known as quicker than fast. In this case, we've got a guy who's quick and fast, and he used it to great advantage.
And this play will be blown up. He'll lose yardage back at the 38. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd down.
I know that speed is the hallmark of today's NFL game, but the key to good rushing defense is still having your linebackers set the edge.
Now they try the right side here. Nowhere to go that time. He maybe got a yard up to the 40.
I do know from experience that when you slow down someone's running game, you're now doing the dictating on defense. And guess what? Now you're getting ready to tee off on their quarterback because they have to throw it all the time. But you still have to be alert for the draws and other plays of that nature to make sure you don't get hurt.
Lucky 56.
On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw. Forced out to his left. Got him in. He finds Sanders. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. That one goes for 24 yards. Back to throw now on 1st down. Into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked off by the linebacker, Raekwon McMillan. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. break will start the drive on the ground. And some room to roam now. And past the 40 before he's out of bounds. That one 28 yards on the ground.
Exactly what they needed right there, because they needed to use the ground game to take some pressure off, because the quarterback's been struggling a little bit.
One play has him up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10. They go play action here on 1st down. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
And that's one he's got to be happy to have back. There wasn't a hole open in the zone.
You'd have to think on early downs like that 1st down there, need to be a little bit more careful.
Yeah, fortunately for him, got a couple more downs to play with.
Rosen again on 2nd and 10. And his throw's going to be incomplete.
All right, need you to check my eyes here. This entire unit defensively, I think, has looked really strong in the first half, especially in the secondary. They've been cohesive, fast to the football. We just saw another example arriving there to help knock that one away.
So now 3rd and 10, a big play to start the drive, but nothing since.
Detroit! Detroit! Gun! 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 Gun!
From the shotgun, it's Rosen. And for the 3rd time here in this half, it's intercepted. Picked off by Justin Simmons. And the return will be stopped at the 34-yard line. Well, that's 3 picks he's now thrown in this game.
And I know this, the holiday season, because here we are in December. Right, it is the season of giving. Maybe for his own sake, after the game, he may have to announce that he's donating certain amounts to charity for each interception that he threw.
It'll be a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd and 11.
Back 99 Philly, here we go!
And they'll go ground game here with the tailback. And he'll get this one up to about the 39 here. And he gets them a little over half of what they needed. Now they're looking at a 3rd and 5.
But you've got to give kudos to your offensive line and the guy carrying the ball, because they were in a 2nd and long situation. It seemed pretty dire, but they brought it back to 3rd and manageable with that run.
Leopard! Leopard!
On 3rd down. That's Lindsey. And this play will be blown up. He'll lose yardage back at the 38. That'll make it 4th down after a loss of 1.
Not the result they were looking for there on 3rd down. They ended up taking a loss on the play. The only person happy now, the punter, gets to go out there and show Mom that he gets to play in the game.
A big pickup of 12 yards on 4th down to keep this drive from stalling.
So disappointing there for a defensive unit. You hold them to a 4th down in their own territory, you figure you've gotten yourselves off the field, and all of a sudden, here's the offense staying out to go for it. And they wind up getting a 1st down.
And they'll try the ground game here with the running back. Nice move at the 40. Accelerating, and off he goes. And all the way home for a Broncos score. A great effort there with his 16th touchdown of the year. And the Broncos will extend their lead. McManus's point after is good, and it's now 14-0. Now McManus on to kick this one off. Jakeem Grant now to return. So now here come the Dolphins. Already down 2 touchdowns here in the first half. This becomes a pretty important drive, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and a lot of the teams script plays. We know that, right? They have a script to start the ball game, and typically those scripts go between 12 and 24, 25 plays. Down 2 touchdowns early, probably not very deep into their script. I think that they'll stay with it. I don't think they'll bend.
And he'll be wrapped up around the waist and pushed down.
That's 3 sacks now, and that's not much of a surprise to me, nor should it be to you. This team, they lead the league in sacks.
Yeah, they do. This is something that we are starting to witness time and time again. Sacks, a growing theme in this first half. This is 2nd and long. 2 minutes remain here in the first half. Back to Denver right after this. Sacks, a growing theme in this first half. This is 2nd and long.
Gone, 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 gone.
Out of the gun, here's Josh Rosen. Oh, the pressure too great, and he goes down once more. Need something from deep in the bag of tricks here after 1st and 2nd down went backwards. It's 3rd and very long. And he'll go down just shy of the 25 at the 24-yard line. Now the Broncos are going to take a timeout as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. On 4th down, Matt Hawk to punt it away. He steps into this one, and this is a rocket. And he didn't quite have the backspin on that one. It hits at the 4 and continues into the end zone. It's a touchback. Now the Broncos offense, they get set to head back onto the field. And now last drive so successful with the ground game, ending in a touchdown. Do you stick with that formula?
That would be the #1 thing you would think of, but so many guys now would look at it and say, we've got them set up so well for play action, now's the time to take a shot.
Yeah.
But, you know, there was a big-time coach in the state of Ohio who once said, if you throw the ball, if you put it in the air, 3 things can happen, and 2 of them are bad. He would have kept it on the ground.
First down yardage on the first play of the drive. Give him 14.
We didn't need to ask around the league, but we got to confirm this guy's a good player. They've got to find a way to get him more involved, call a few more plays that target him.
Absolutely, because here we are toward the end of the first half, and that's the first target, not just the first catch, first target. They'll look to throw here. They'll try and set up the screen. It's complete. And he'll lose yardage here, going down back at the 28. He lost 6 there on the first down play. Got to give some credit there defensively. They snuffed out that screen early on first down.
Really read it well, didn't they? Because they didn't bring the pressure that they expected. They covered all the passing lanes. So once you see it break down as the passer, I think in this situation, you're throwing it at the feet of your back to make sure no one picks it off, or you throw it away, throw it over the sideline. Don't try and freelance and try and make a bigger play. There's really no one else running a pattern that should be open.
Detroit! Detroit!
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And this is going to be incomplete.
Certainly looked like they were getting ready to convert there on 3rd down, but what an effort to get his hand on that one, knock it away, and brings up a 4th down decision.
And how about this? 4th and long, and they're going to go for it. And they'll run opponent here. And this doesn't end well at all as they stop him far behind the line to gain. A surprising move to go for it, and predictably, at least somewhat predictably, it doesn't pay off. And the Dolphins get the football in great field position. The fourth down run successful. Now they look to pay it off on first down. On 1st and 10, it's Jackson. He'll be brought down by the Broncos. It's a sack. And before this second down play, we'll get a whistle, a signal, and a timeout. As it comes with 22 seconds to go here in half number 1. Sacks, a growing theme in this first half. This is 2nd and long. From the gun, it's Jackson. Throw left side complete. That's Campbell. And now before this first down play, we're going to get a timeout here as they stop it with 16 seconds to go in half number 1.
No. Check. Patriot.
From the shotgun now, here's an inside give. And he stopped immediately there. Now the Broncos going to use the second of their timeouts as they'll stop the clock with 12 seconds to go in this first half.
All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56. Now let's go. Blue landed.
Now Jackson on second down. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. And now they'll take a timeout defensively. After the second down play, they burn the timeout, making him sweat out the final few ticks here in the second quarter. The Dolphins on third down. They've only converted once in 4 tries. This will be 3rd and 19. They'll run it now out of the gun. Call it no gain there, and it leads to a 4th down. Now whistles and a timeout with 3 seconds left in the first half. So 3 seconds here remain in the half. On is the field goal unit to see about getting 3 points. This one from 46 yards out. Sanders' kick is good. There you have it. Halftime quickly over. Third quarter, here we go. We have hit halftime. Still 2 more quarters to go. We'll take a timeout. We'll be back after this. You're watching the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. It's in the game. Here comes Grant on the return. And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28-yard line. Out comes the Dolphins now. They'll go on offense first here in this third quarter. They come out here with a 0 on the scoreboard. What was said in that locker room? That's what I want to know.
I would love to have been in there because we often have the feeling that there's a lot of shouting, screaming, people upset. But typically, halftime locker rooms are a lot more clinical than that. And in this case, are they upset that the plays weren't working because of execution, or did they think they were just bad plays to call?
Yeah.
We'll find out pretty quickly here if they felt like they had something going, but they just need to do it a little bit better or not.
We'll find out. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's second down. So now they have to contend with 2nd and 13 after the first down run goes backwards.
Gun! Detroit!
On second down, Jackson is going to flip that out to the flat. It's complete. And he'll be brought down right at the 30 here. Call it a gain of 5. And that's going to lead to a 3rd down.
Brandon, more and more offenses are going to the philosophy of using every inch of the field to try and spread things out. And when you're running back and catch the ball as well, that can only help your offense.
On third down, Jackson. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Von Miller in there to get him, and that's sack number 18 for him on the year. Here's Matt Hawk now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. And this is away. It's a high kick, and he got all of it. So now a look at the Broncos as they head back out there for their first possession of the second half. They have the lead here. Well, we talk a lot about pregame speeches. What are halftime speeches like?
For the most part, not nearly as emotional. They're a lot more clinical. Every now and then, they'll get after you if they think they need to light a fire. But in this case, let's go into the virtual locker room, because here's what I think happened. They got in there and they said, listen, let's take control right away. Defense, we got the lead. Defense, don't give up any points. Turn the ball back over to the offense and let them go down and score and give us more of a cushion in the game. Check so far. Defense shut them down. Let's see what the offense gets done.
And on the ground they go with a running back. And he's got some space here. And now running right through it. And he works it across the 25 before being tackled. Give him 14 yards there and a Denver first down.
We use the word relentless a lot with guys who are aggressive on the field. In this case, it really fits, doesn't it? How about his ability to break tackles and his feet never stop moving?
Right back to him on first down. And he'll go down right at the 30-yard line. And give him 4 yards there. It'll be 2nd and 6.
Third quarter and you've got the lead. You're not ready to go into that 4-minute offense to close the game out, but a running game can really benefit your team right now.
And they'll go with the ground attack here. And for one of the few times here today, this run's not going to go anywhere. And the tackle there will go to Charles Harris.
And that's one of the few times they've been able to contain him. He's had a heck of a game, and maybe he's getting a little bit tired from how many times he's carried the ball. But I always think back to what all those old coaches say. The ball's not that heavy. Keep carrying it, kid.
That his first catch so far. They've held him under wraps, but he's got a first down there. A pair of first downs gives him a 1st and 10 up at the 44.
Detroit!
They'll look to throw here on first down. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
Oh, that's got to frustrate him a little bit because they nearly got to him there, and it would have been the first sack of the game. Instead, they're able to influence the release, and they did force the incomplete pass.
After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10.
Hurry up, here we go. Green 39, green 39.
They're going to look to throw. Oh, a ball batted in the air, and now it's intercepted. Picked off near the 42, and they will set up shop at their own 46-yard line.
Well, there definitely was some juice on that pass. And while tight ends don't always have the same reputation for hands as wide receivers do, in this case, that ball was expected to be caught.
They'll start on the ground with Harris. And he'll lose yardage here, back at the 41. So a loss of 5, and it'll be 2nd down. You know, despite the scoreline, I think they've got to like where they are here. They're on the road and just one big play away from getting right back in this game.
I'm going to follow right along with you because the spot they're in now is a credit to their defense. They've kept them in it by making the plays that they've made, and that just means you're one big score away from being right back there.
Now, the question is, can this offense step up and make that play? Because that's been an issue for them in this game. And they'll get 9 there as that sets them up better for 3rd down. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down.
Gone! Detroit! All right, now, lucky 56. All right, now, lucky 56. All right, now, lucky 56. Gone!
From midfield now, here's Jackson. And that is incomplete. It was Bryce Callahan jarring the ball free defensively.
And we just saw another example. These cornerbacks have played tight coverage all game long. Might start wanting to think about a few double, triple move routes to try and shake their guys free.
Because you're right, they have had no room to breathe. I guess they figure they got to start taking some chances. Here's a big one in this third quarter as he'll go for it on fourth down. They'll try and throw for it with Jackson. And the Broncos get there and take him down. Bobby Wagner in there to get him. And that is sack number 15 for him on the year.
No. Check. Patriot.
And they'll go on the ground. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. It'll wind up being a loss of 2. And it'll be 2nd and 12. And they'll go ground game here with a tailback. And he'll be brought down at about the 42. Give him 2 yards that time, and it's going to leave him with a 3rd and 11 situation.
In order to play really good run defense when you're playing a 3-4, those 3 guys up front, the nose tackle and the guys they call the defensive ends, they're usually big people because they're going to have to eat up a lot of blockers because it's usually 5 on 3. And when they do their job well, guys who play on the inside, those inside linebackers, they're able to just roam and hit.
Well, let's see how the offense still out there. They elect to go on 4th and 11. Now they'll throw here out of the gun. He's going to fire one deep, middle of the field. And that is going to be incomplete. Boy, it looked like he had it and dropped it. And the Dolphins' defense is able to hold. The Dolphins' offense now heads back on the field. And this offense last time turned it over, went for it on 4th, didn't get it. They're lucky, though, because no points against the team on the board, but we'll see how they respond.
Yeah, they've got to get a lot of credit to their defensive teammates, don't they? They had their backs on that last series, and because they did so, that allows the coach to still stay aggressive on offense and maybe go for it again in a similar situation.
I was going to say maybe makes that offense feel good, but when you know you've got a defense making stands like that.
Yeah, that'll loosen up things a little bit, won't it? Maybe you'll play a little bit better the next time you have the ball.
Ball on the 42 as they come up 2nd and 10.
Detroit!
They go play action with Jackson. And he will find his big tight end over the middle. And he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. 23 yards on the play.
Lucky 56. All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56. All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56.
Throwing now, Jackson on 1st down. Being chased out left. And he's able to get it down to the 25-yard line. He'll get 10 there all on his own, but it'll be 2nd down.
I think the last 2 plays really illustrate how difficult it is to game plan against this guy because you know he can throw the football, but how about his use of legs as well? What we call those broken plays, you can't account for them.
Yeah, those plays, those 2 that you just mentioned, a microcosm really of how he can hurt you. On 2nd down, here's Jackson. Out to the flat. That's complete to his running back. And he went backwards. He'll be down at the 30. Call that a loss of 5 yards on the play. And all of a sudden here, it's 3rd down.
Detroit!
Throwing is Jackson. And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. Jaron Reed in there to get him. And that's sack number 6 for him on the year. And they're indeed going to go for it here on 4th down. So trailing here in the last quarter. Let's see how this plays out. Here we go. It's Jackson on 4th down. And he's going to go down again. Adam Gase rolls the dice. It doesn't pan out. And the Broncos will take over on downs. Good starting position for the Broncos here as they come up 1st and 10. Now they'll run it on the toss. And nowhere really to go there. He'll take this up just shy of midfield. A gain of 3, 2nd down.
Well, Brandon, pace comes into play now because they've got the advantage. They've got the football, but they've got to be very careful about what speed they're going to play. You know, my music teacher back in New Paltz, Mrs. Bythema Bagley, used to say, don't go prestissimo when you really want to go largo. And what she meant by that is don't go too fast when you really want to go at a nice, slow, deliberate pace.
I am speechless. I am without speech. Takes to midfield, but no further. Just a yard there.
Bottom line, they want to keep this clock rolling, so they'll take that one right there. They just want to keep falling forward, and they want to put the onus on the big fellas up front in order to bring this one home.
And he's taken down at the 43, but not before picking up the first. 7 yards there, good enough to move the sticks.
Do my eyes deceive me, or is he getting stronger as this game moves along?
Burst seems just as good here in the 4th as it was way back in the 1st, doesn't it?
I do believe someone put a lot of time in the offseason and continues to condition during the season in order to continue to carry the ball at this rate.
And some good tackling there as he stopped up at about the 41. Offensively with the lead, you want to run the ball, keep the clock going, but you also want to still kind of be in attack mode too, right? So how do you do that and not come back on your heels?
Yeah, think about all the practices we've watched where they have that tempo period to go over things just like this, where they describe the scenario, tell you what they're looking for, and make sure that they're still attacking, yet at the same time not going so fast as to leave too much time on the clock.
Obi Melifonwu with the tackle. The Broncos on 3rd down. 3 for 7 so far in this game. This is 3rd and 4. Now they'll run it on the toss. And he gets it down a yard or 2 shy of the 30 before he's out of bounds. Call it a gain of 7, and it gets him a new set of downs.
He's still rumbling, isn't he? Still looking fresh in this one despite the heavy workload. But you and I both know, well-conditioned, and he did tell us that he thrives on being at his peak late in ball games.
So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this second half. Here's 1st and 10. And they'll try the ground game here with the running back. And the second wave of tacklers is going to get him as they stop him behind the line. It's a loss of a yard there, and now 2nd down. On this day, the ground has been his, but at least on that individual play, we just saw the defense finally with a win.
Yeah, they finally got one, and that's a win for them, but all game long, he's seen the holes, and they've been huge for him. Kind of like a baseball hitter in the zone. The ball seems bigger, and he's just whacking it. These guys, they've got it going today.
The Broncos on 3rd down. They're at 50%, 4 for 8. This is 3rd and 10. Now they'll run it on the toss. And he's going to get this one down to the 30. Just a yard on the run there, and that's going to bring us to a 4th down. Now the Dolphins are going to halt the action here. It's a timeout. It's just their first. They'll be down to 2 remaining as we step aside here in the 4th quarter. And with things looking pretty good on the scoreboard, they're going to keep the offense out there and go for it here on 4th. Looking to throw. And no! It's incomplete. The Broncos unable to convert here on 4th. And the Dolphins defense is able to hold. And I am not sure, partner, there what the mindset was to go for it. I don't know.
And some teams just feel that possession is the key to everything. They just want to have the football in their hands. No matter how it goes to the other team, they just don't trust doing that. So they say, listen, go for it and try and finish it ourselves.
And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's 2nd down. A 3-yard loss to start the drive. They'll look to make that up and then some on 2nd and 13.
Detroit!
Here's Jackson looking to throw on second down. And incomplete there. A nice hit. Jars the ball free and brings up third down.
We've seen good cover skills on display throughout this game, really from both teams. And there's another nice example there of them making it difficult to complete a pass.
All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56.
Here's Jackson on third and long. Oh, he almost intercepted it. They're just forcing it into too many tough spots. That was almost a fourth pick of the game. And now fourth down. All right, they're going to try and keep hope alive here on fourth down. They're going for it.
Now let's go. Blue 90. Blue 90. Detroit. Detroit. Over, over, over. Over, over. All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky.
Got to try it here. He's back to throw. He'll be brought down by the Broncos. It's a sack. Adam Gase rolls the dice. It doesn't pan out. And the Broncos are going to get the football back in great field position.
Detroit! Detroit!
Now a play fake here on first down. He couldn't quite hold it. Got hit. Ball pops out. Incomplete.
I hope I don't sound too rah-rah on that one, but that's the exact right throw. Either your receiver gets it or no one gets it. Give him a lot of credit for being really precise with it.
Got rid of it. No one got it. From the 24, they'll go again on 2nd and 10. He'll try again with the arm here on second down. That is caught at the 7. That one good for 17 yards, and now they've got it first and goal.
Another nice pickup through the air, and I think a lot of people might expect them to run the ball in this situation, Brandon, but with this lead, they're electing to throw the football. Swings, slants, quick outs, things that they consider safe.
A good chance now to put this game on ice. This is first and goal.
Gone!
Now back to throw. And the tip there altered the ball flight, and it falls incomplete. It'll be second down. Throwing the football, he's not as sharp as he was last week when he was over 70%. Right now, he's under 50%.
Well, that comes from extra game film, extra time. You know those guys watched him all week, saw how precise he was, and constructed a defense to try and chip away at that, and thus far they've been successful.
He'll look to throw, and this is caught for a Bronco touchdown. In for the score, and the Broncos will add on to their lead. They had the lead in the fourth, but still passing, finding the big target for the touchdown. Now that lead grows even more.
Everybody gets to join in the fun. You know, it doesn't have to just be the wide receivers catching touchdown passes. The tight end doesn't just have to do just the dirty work inside. He gets a chance to get into the end zone as well.
And the mile-high air in full effect as that's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. Now Jackson on first down. He'll set up the screen to Drake. And they'll bring him down at the 27-yard line. They hold him to only 2 there on the screen. It's second down. You got the big lead defensively. Willing to give him that underneath stuff, right?
And this is why you work on your tackling. Tackle them after the catch, inbounds, keep the clock running. Just go ahead and bleed the game out that way.
Rolling to his right. And a big loss here as he's taken down.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
Off the play fake. Here's Jackson. High throw, but the catch is made. 14 yards, but they're still well shy of a first as that leads to fourth down. And it appears the offense is going to try this again. They've yet to convert the first 3 times on 4th down, but they're going once more.
Gone, 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 gone.
As expected, they're going for it to keep the drive alive. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And now we won't see a play on 1st down. We're going to get a timeout instead, as the clock will stop with an even 20 seconds left to go. A couple of 1st downs, has the football positioned at the 43 as they come up 1st and 10.
Watch it now, Barney, Barney.
On 1st down, Drake. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. And now before this 1st down play, we're going to get a timeout here, as he'll stop it with 11 seconds remaining in the ball game. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38.
Gone, gone, gone. Detroit, Detroit. Gone, 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 gone.
They'll throw on 1st down with Jackson. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked up by Justin Simmons. And he's able to get it back to right around the 27.
Well, this defensive pressure has been constant all game long. The pass rush, the coverage, they've all been excellent, and now they'll tack on an interception here as this one continues to slip just further and further out of hand.
No, check, Patriot, Patriot.
They'll run it now out of the gun. Not much room here as he only gets it to about the 30. And, Charles, I think when the schedule comes out, all teams, no matter where they're predicted to finish, talk about protecting your home turf. They were able to do that here in this one.
Similar to a tennis match, right? Not letting them break your serve. That way you hold on to it. They got it done, and they feel very good about that victory.
So for the Broncos, they continue to rack up the victories as this one moves them to 13-2 on the year. And they'll get another home date next week as the Packers will come to town. Meanwhile, for Miami, they drop their 7th game on the year. And they'll try to rebound next week as they head to Heinz Field to take on the Steelers.
Look, I defeated my fears, soaked the towel in my tears. So ahead of my time, what comes next are all my oldest ideas. I'm wiser than my chin check y'all in y'all beard. I'm willing to father my peers, all of my peers for all of my years. Out in the field, take a look at my shoes. Never had a thought that it might lose. Considering the cost, how to give them my dues. Never got a talk to it like you. I've been feeling like a king for months. We eat all the rich cuisine for lunch. All these wishing he was done. Oh, you tried to get it. Now, look at me, I'm the captain now. I'm a king in this year. Praying for y'all while I'm praying for y'all. Like a lot of views in this year. Plans. Now I usually get near. Oh, I asked her man, cause I'm the mutant in here. We look good, just show us what you can. Years ago, I had to up my standards. Make your missus Alabama. Turn into my only private. Swear like she don't got the answers. Who's the boss? I feel like Tony Dancer. Woke up in like I got the swag. Wakanda swagger, I'm the blackest panther. Wakanda, y'all are wasting your time. I spend it, I ain't wasting a dime. Might do some favors, but I ain't breaking my spine. The girl has been calling for days. I get it all different ways. That New Orleans parades. None of my people are patient. We live like we on a vacation. Get no invitation. Y'all y'all all with it and y'all talk a lot, but y'all ain't got the heart to do the mission. I'm hard-headed like the juggernaut, but there ain't nothing I can do to listen. I'm authentic and I walk around like I just ate, but let you do the dishes. I'm Clark Kent, but mix the Autobots and mix with everything that you've been missing. Please get back and don't get that involved. Freaking sick, I need a pad of walls. I'm the king, heavy crown, heavy rain, cat and dogs. Hold me with me if you're asking for it. There ain't much that he be asking for. He just wanna have a paddock on with a watch face with little dragon balls. Look, you don't need me either. All I need is this. No coca ice, and I get oh so polite. You be the man of your city, I'll be the man of my country. You could be the man of your city, I'ma be the man of my country. Your girl has been calling for days. I get it in all different ways. New Orleans parades, yeah, we like. And none of my people are patient. We look like we on a vacation. Get no invitation, yeah, we like. Your girl has been calling for days. I get it in all different ways. Yeah, I'm like, none of my patient. We look like we on a vacation.